All right, so welcome to our another success story with Anita Donoghue. Some of you know Anita already from at least the picture that I posted in our Six Figures group and on internet, and a little bit about her, but today we're going to talk quite a lot about Anita's journey, and I'm so excited to have you here, Anita, because your story is so phenomenal, and I know it's going to inspire a lot of audience. So thank you so much for taking the time to be with us.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure.
It's great.
Always a pleasure. So let's maybe start with tell us a little bit about what were you up to? What was going on for you before you started mentorship process with us?
Okay, before I started the Bob Proctor course, I was a business manager for a day spa in the city centre. Now, for me, I always wanted to be a business owner. I met my partner 10 years prior to being a business manager in a hair salon and a hair and beauty salon. I was the manager there, and our dream together was always have our own business. But, you know, for me, if being a business owner was the same as me becoming the president of the USA. It was that,
Yeah.
It was just that big of a jump. So I always kind of tipped away with personal growth. I read books and, you know, did little courses and so forth. And I got little results, but I always either got a result, got a great win, and then came back and trying to start again. So it never kind of really worked out for me. I suppose I got some great roles, but the money never came with the roles.
Yeah.
I suffered a lot from imposter syndrome. So I'd get this fantastic role. It wouldn't have the money to go with the role. And then I would feel, you know, I wasn't good enough, or, you know, that it just wasn't for me, or, you know, so I suppose I came to a stage in my life where, sorry now. I came to.
This is the excitement of going live, Anita.
Yeah, I know. I got to a stage in my life where I was. The thing for me is I was always a good employee. I always worked really hard, and probably harder than most people, because the fact that I didn't feel good enough. I think most people would do that, and especially when you suffer from imposter syndrome. So I had come to a point in my life where, you know, I had helped so many other people build their business and still didn't have the confidence to actually open my own. So I took a chance. Somebody asked me to go to your event, and I said yes, because I was already in tune with the material. So so I went, and I was just so impressed by everything and the structure of your course that I decided to give you a call and have a chat.
Happy days, Anita, that you did that.
Yes.
Right?
Oh my God, for what I'm going to tell you next. Yes, it was amazing.
Cool. So, you know, like, you're such an example of someone who has done lots of courses before. And I know a lot of people who might be watching, they're discouraged already, that they've tried so many things and it didn't work. Like, what was the thing that actually made you decide, even though you've tried so many things and you're like, well, here's another thing?
The structure, absolutely. The accountability, the masterminding, the one-to-one coaching, the material. It's like no other. You just cannot compare it to any other. I can't compare it to any other book I've done or course that I've done, because this one you actually get results, and they're not just small wins, they're shifts, and that's the difference. I always got a win and then I would take 10 steps backwards. But now I'm in a completely different vibration. So when I thought to be a business owner was like being the president of the USA, now I'm a business owner, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm a business owner.
And it's a norm, right? It's a daily norm.
It's the norm. I'm a business owner. I'm in a different completely vibration. So that's the difference. And there's no going back now. Like, I'm not taking step backs. I'm actually only taking steps forward.
I love it. I love it. So with that said, I would love you to share what actually happened for you. Like, what are some of the biggest results that you've seen, and where you're at right now?
So the first thing that we worked on was my confidence. So we started off and I was still an employee at this time, of winning an award or some sort of recognition at the time.
Yeah.
And I won the Businesswoman of the Year employee category. So that was my first win.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Now, in between that time, I did set up a small hair salon for my partner. It's just a 2-man little salon. And I suffered so much from imposter syndrome that I didn't even recognize at the time that I actually was a business owner.
Yeah.
Because I was so embarrassed about the business, or, because I actually didn't still feel like a business owner.
Yeah.
I kind of brushed it off.
Mm-hmm.
So our next thing was to work on me feeling being a business owner and transforming that business.
Mm.
So we did that, and we worked on that, and the results came from that. As soon as I put a bit of attention and put this Bob Proctor work into the salon, I moved the salon to a premises that was, I'd say, 6 times as big as the salon that we were in.
Yeah.
I negotiated myself an amazing deal. I attracted amazing staff. And then we start winning awards for that one.
Brilliant.
So I've got 7 staff at the moment, and then include myself and my partner is in the business.
And you're not even a hairdresser?
No, I'm not a hairdresser. I'm a salon owner.
You're like the management of this whole salon, and you actually have a manager as well, don't you?
Yeah, I have Sarah, who is absolutely fantastic.
Brilliant.
I've attracted amazing staff. The results, we did our review on 2019, and we're up. I think it's 160% growth. Now that's just
That's so cool.
like, you don't hear that from businesses. You hear
is that like
growth
year on year, or how long? What's the
That's from the old salon to the new salon.
Wow. That's so good. So I want to, and when you were making that decision to actually set up that salon, I remember, I always say and admire you for making that decision and busting through the fears, because that was the time when your position in a full-time employment ended, right? And you had a choice, and also being a mom of a little boy, you actually had a choice to go back to employment or make that massive investment and bust through your fear. So can you share with us a little bit about like how was it for you, and how did the program and my mentorship help you to actually bust through it and do it?
So oh my God, did I hit a terror barrier? I had always worked all my life. I'd always worked really hard. I was actually programmed that you had to work hard.
Yeah.
And obviously, with the way I felt about myself, I even worked harder. So to leave a job and to feel myself being a business owner was a huge jump for me. And then I had my mother, God love her, saying to me, "Don't go do that. You're in a great position now. You're happy, and there's loads of hair salons out there." So I had everybody with these fear thoughts, imprinting them onto my mind. But I think the main thing is that you never let me give up, ever. No matter what terror barrier came, you always had my back, and you always pushed me forward. And I can't repay you for that, because my life has transformed.
Your results are repayment for me, Anita. I just love hearing them. Love it.
Like, you just didn't let me off the hook. I've had people manage me, and they're social worker managers that put the arm around you, and really they're not helping you be the best version of yourself. So you pushed me to be the best version of myself. Didn't let me feel sorry for myself. You kept on making me stick to the vision, and I stuck to the vision even in times where I just thought it wasn't actually going to happen. I just kept.
I'm so glad you did.
Yeah, me too. I just haven't gone back over the vision.
And tell me, with regards to hard work, because you just had a second baby, and I've been chatting to a lot of women throughout the week, and men as well, who would love to increase their income, but they don't want to work so hard. So we know from the previous job, you were programmed to work extremely hard. And now
Yes.
you're actually running a business where you're actually not being employee, you're being the head of the business, and you just
Yes.
had a second baby. So can you
Yes.
share with us a little bit about that mentality of what does it take to be someone who does not work as hard as they used to, but actually, actually increases their income? What is it all about?
So actually, my first son is, he just turned 16 the other day, actually. I had worked so hard. I always wanted children, but I had worked so hard that I never seen myself be able to afford another child or have the time. And because I was always scared that somebody might take my job if I went on maternity, that time started ticking away from me.
Yeah.
And if I had continued on, I probably wouldn't have had my other son, because, you know, it's not easy being a mom and trying to work and all of these
Totally.
things, and especially if you're programmed to work really, really hard.
Mhm.
So I suppose when I start really seeing the wins with your course, um, and time had been ticking for me. So I was coming up to being 40 and I really wanted another child. So that was our next project. We started working
Yeah.
on me getting pregnant and having a beautiful little child. And again, we came up against terror barriers, really harsh terror barriers.
Mhm.
But again, I probably start crying. Sorry. You just never let me give up.
We have TIR baby in the house.
Yeah.
A little miracle. Yeah.
So you never let me give up. So um, I have a 4-month-old little baby,
Mhm.
and I can work from home. Um,
I love that.
I get to spend quality time with him, um, and I'm still paying myself a decent wage, and life is great. And I still get to be extremely passionate about my business, but I can work from anywhere in the world, I suppose, because I've attracted such an amazing team and such an amazing um, business.
Love it. Love it. And this was so nice. I mean, I'm so grateful that you've shared this, because I'm telling you, there's so many people out there listening to us and they're not going for what they want because they don't think it's possible. And you are such a perfect example that when you do the right program, when you have the right mentor, when you don't give up, you actually have miracles happening, because this is miracles that
Absolutely.
have happened to you. So one thing that I wanted to ask you and is, what is it like for you to be that new person? How do you feel about yourself and how do you feel about life in general?
Um, I know I'm on a different vibration. I don't have to think about being this person. I feel
Yeah,
I am this person.
yeah,
Whereas when I was in the position of a business development manager, because I truly didn't believe that I was the business development manager, I had to try and pretend, think myself into the situation.
yeah.
Where now I know my vibration is that I'm a
You're
salon.
owning it.
I'm owning it. Um,
Brilliant.
I'm owning it so much that I feel like I am an entrepreneur,
Yeah.
and we are just about to launch a new product. So that's another fantastic win for ourselves.
Multiple streams of
Um,
income, Anita,
yes,
and
yeah.
being more often at home. I just love that.
Yes, and just a quickly one. You know, I always dreamed that if I ever became an employer, that I would like to, bring the light into my employees.
Yeah.
So we often talk about this material and stuff like that. And one of the goals we had last year is that if we did extremely well last year, we would go to Budapest for our Christmas party. So
Mhm.
next week, all the staff, myself, Kai, and
Oh,
are off to Budapest for
brilliant.
our
I
Christmas party.
love this.
Yeah.
Love this, Anita. So good. One last thing I wanted to ask you, awards. Because you're
Yes.
someone, I love awards, and I know you love awards too. And I remember that imposter syndrome, I can totally relate to that, because half of my life I was suffering from that. And I
Mm.
didn't think, things are I'm worthy of things and all of that. But I've realized very quickly that I really like recognition and I like awards. And
Yeah,
and I think it's actually such a cool thing, because if you like awards, I mean, getting that recognition makes you become a better version of yourself. That's basically
absolutely.
one of the goals. So tell us just a couple of these awards that you've achieved. And I remember when you started TIR, you were like manifesting those awards for God knows how long, and it was not happening for you. So what's actually shifted, and what does that mean for you to have all those recognitions and those awards for you and business?
It's a huge dream come true. 10 years ago, if I seen somebody winning an award, like, you would just admire them so much. And now the first award was the Employee Award for Businesswoman of the Year. The second one was Startup of the Year for Leo Enterprise. Now,
Cool.
the funny thing about Leo Enterprise is they normally don't give awards to my industry.
Mm-hmm.
So, and even on the day I won the award, the lady even said that to me. So that one was absolutely pure magic. And then I won
Manifestation, Anita. That
yeah,
was the
manifestation, yeah.
manifestation.
And then I won highly commended for Businesswoman of the Year for New Emerging Business. And
Cool.
then I won this year. I actually won the New Emerging Business, the first prize this year, and I won then the highly commended for the National Businesswoman of the Years, and I was shortlisted for Image magazine.
Oh,
Yeah,
that is so
yeah.
cool.
So yeah, so
Speaking
yeah.
of awards, you're
Um,
like a multiple award holder. I love that.
yeah,
So cool.
yeah, yeah.
I love it.
It's just it's really dream come true. But the one thing and the one tip that I would give is, when people say it doesn't work because you're not doing the program.
When
And that's it. I know myself, anytime I'm not getting the results, if I sit down and be very truthful to myself, I know I'm not doing the work.
yeah.
And it's just as simple as that. You do the work, you'll get the results.
Yeah, and that's why now I've hired a full-time assistant to help clients be accountable. So it's literally we are moving mountains for everybody to get everything they need, because
Yeah,
the program works 100% at a time with the right mentorship. But what holds people back is actually not doing the work, and that's the only
yeah,
way it wouldn't work for them.
yeah,
That's where we have heavy accountability right now to make sure that you
yeah.
actually do those things.
Do the work, yeah.
Perfect. So listen, this has been so fantastic. So I would love you to share, what would you say to those who are watching us and maybe have been watching me for a while and they're still contemplating, I dream about my business, I'm fed up of corporate world, I want to be a full-time entrepreneur, or maybe someone who started but they're not making it in the business, they want to earn more, they don't want to work as hard, and they're contemplating. What would you say to them about actually getting on board and doing Thinking into Results with us?
Just go do it, and what's that saying, go do it and think about it later. And that's exactly what I did when I joined the course. I just said I'm just going to do it because I knew I was at that stage of my life where I had to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And the money just actually came after I
Yeah.
made the decision to do it. So I'd say go for it. Otherwise, I just feel that you will just go around circles for the rest of your life, and you really don't want to do that. So if you
Yeah.
actually want your dreams to come true, go do this course.
Brilliant. I think a lot of us are slightly lying to ourselves, thinking that, hey, I've been trying for last 4 years and I'm still not there, and suddenly magic is going to happen. Where the truth is, I mean, maybe it does, but the truth is that when you have mentorship and it's quality mentorship rather than just something cheap,
Yes.
you actually get results. You see tangible physical multiplication, and we're not getting results like 5% increase in income. That's like 160% year on year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, my dear. So I'm just going to share with everybody who's watching this, guys. If you're inspired by Anita, we want to help you. If you're someone who is stuck in corporate world and you deeply, deeply desire to be a business owner, do what you love to do. Maybe you'd love to have more time for your loved ones. We have all sorts of multiple streams of income. Actually, yesterday I was recording a webinar with other clients who run multiple streams of income. So if you don't even know what you could be doing to have more money, have more freedom in your life, and actually earn the income that you want, we can teach you all of that. But most of all, we're all about results. So if you want 2020 to be the best year of your life, I would love you to either write in on I'm in under this post, and then we're going to get on the short call so that we can get you enrolled into the program. Or you contact me, however, wherever you're seeing it. If you're seeing it on YouTube, make sure that you find my contact details and you write to me. If you're seeing me on Instagram, do the same thing. Go into my bio or just send me a private message. So thank you so much, Anita, once again. This has been
Thank you.
fantastic. And as I said to you, I always love your authenticity. You're just someone, you're so real. You know, like you speak about the imposter syndrome, but it's like you're so real. Like, you know, you're not telling people stuff that is not there. You're like, this is who I am. Take it, right? And
thank you.
Thank you so much. And guys,
thank you.
If you want some of what Anita got, contact us and say, write in on I'm in under this post. Thank you so much. Have a great day, Anita.